It was super nuclear giga cringe, but it worked. I got my shit together. Did you ever spiral down to rock bottom? So can you relate to depression memes? Are you in a dark place, or does life give you lemons and you are so exhausted you can't make lemon juice anymore? Well, I've been there big time and I got out of the hole. Now I'm a productivity junkie talking about time management on YouTube. Unsuccessful, that is. But that's besides the point. In this video, we will turn your life around and reverse the spiral. Let's get our shit together. Let's activate Grindset! Welcome to the Toaster.net, where I babble about random things until you either get bored or hit the subscribe button. Today's topic: spirals. You know how people often talk about downward spiral when depression hits, so when someone's life just gets worse and worse, and when we are saying phrases like spiraling out of control. Let's talk about spirals. Spirals can go two ways: downward, negative momentum, and of course also upwards, positive momentum. And let me tell you, I have experienced them both, kinda in overdrive. Let's dive in. So what a downward spiral looks like. Lack of motivation, procrastination, missed opportunities, increased stress, more overwhelm, more stress, and finally resignation, and everything around you just crumbles. Or if you want a more spiritual themed downward spiral, let's say from boredom to pessimism, you get frustrated, you get disappointed in the world and in yourself. More and more doubt and increased worry, you start to blame other people, which leads to anger, and then you go basically full Sith Lord to revenge and hatred, and grow more and more bitter until at some point extreme fear, grief, depression and victimhood sets in. And with that we hit rock bottom. Feelings involved are often hopelessness, stress, frustration and feeling overwhelmed. And to not just say bullet points here I got from a random blog post, I actually spiraled down like you wouldn't believe. From 2009 to 2019 I had basically a lost decade, I would call it. I did hit rock bottom. Severe mental health issues, life was just survival, everything was too overwhelming. I didn't feel like I was moving somewhere at all. It was horrible. Every day was just so stressful. I thought that this was just how life was and I couldn't do anything about it. I felt basically powerless, and I was using the internet as an escape and tuned everything out, coping with memes and dark humor. Still doing that, but on a healthier level. Small problems just felt bigger, and the bigger problems seemed unsolvable. I didn't know where to start or how to do anything. I just, for years negativity just kept compounding, and I was a few inches away from breaking down most of the time, and a few times I did break down. Bad times. Everything kinda came together. Mental health issues, disorganization, stress, lack of proper time management, unhealthy lifestyle, smoking, drinking, not working out, mostly eating junk food, and of course, late stage capitalism, bad times. First things first, you need to recognize when you're caught in a downward spiral, and it's not as easy as it sounds. They start slowly and gradually get worse, like really gradually. Notice patterns, identify signs, and hit the brakes early on. Monitor your emotions carefully if you feel boredom, frustration, disappointment, or if you start to get pessimistic and dark or something, or like listen to your gut. If things don't feel right, if daily life is just affecting your emotional state in a very negative way, realize that, and the moment you realize it, the moment you become aware of this dynamic, you can interrupt the cycle. But you need to change things. And I mean you. Don't blame anyone else. Don't blame at all, not even yourself. Forget all that. Acknowledge things are shitty and start making things better. Circumstances, bad faith, bad luck, all that might be so, but it does not help you to even mention it. You can complain all you want, you can't change other people, and you can't change bad faith. I mean, finding reasons for your misfortune doesn't make the misfortune go away. You know what I mean? Your brain can find a million reasons not to do the things that need to be done. And it can also think of a million reasons why everything is unfair. But at the end, you will get nowhere. You need to take action. Take action, no matter how small and insignificant. Start fixing things in your life, one by one. If you start fixing one tiny thing in your life every day, in 1 month you will have fixed around 30 things, and in a year you will have fixed 365 things. I sound like a broken record in my videos, but small things add up. Do the small things. My personal turning point was 2016. That's when I was in a really bad place and I made my first list of goals. I wrote it down, every goal I wanted to accomplish and everything I wanted to fix in my life. 5 years later, I accomplished literally everything I wrote down. I stopped drinking, I stopped smoking, I fixed some health issues, I got my shit together, fixed my finances. It was painfully slow and hard at first. I remember the night and I will never forget it. I took a walk late in the evening, everything was dark. I thought to myself, I need to fix my life. I can't take it anymore, need to do something. So I got home, sat on my computer and opened a plain text file. I wrote down goals and dreams and a bunch of nonsense, really nonsense. It was some kind of mix between a to-do list and a bucket list and random brain farts and brain dumps, stuff how I want to improve my life. It was super nuclear giga cringe, but it worked. I got my shit together. Positive spirals work the same way, just upward. Yeah, kind of obvious. Small successes, increased motivation, more action, bigger successes, more momentum, more energy, more efficiency, more and more success. Or if you prefer the spiritual themed version, you go from contentment to hopefulness to more optimism. You start to have more and more positive expectations and beliefs. You get stronger and stronger enthusiasm, which later changes into passion. And at the top we have joy, knowledge, empowerment, freedom, love, appreciation, all the good things. Live, love and love. Unicorns and rainbows. So as I said, 2016 was the turning point. The second, probably most important milestone in my life was 2019. It was a time when everything turned into an upward spiral. Everything just got better and better from there. It was some kind of epiphany moment, some kind of wake-up moment. I'm not sure how to describe it. I just quit my job out of the blue. That's where it all kicked off. I just stood up from my desk and left the building and never returned. And then I got really into time management and productivity. Do you know the quote, we all have two lives. The second one starts when we realize we only have one. This was exactly that moment for me. I thought about how much time I wasted, how much I wanted to accomplish things but never did. I thought about what life I want to live, and I thought about what I need to do to get there. Around this time I started living in my to-do list. I planned, I made lists and even more lists, and I executed tasks one at a time. Every day, no 0 days. Well, almost no 0 days. A few vacation days here and there. Sundays was always planning day, but you get my point. Another 5 years later, forward to late 2024, I again made everything. I wrote down a reality. My 5-year plan worked. Found an awesome girlfriend, saved a lot of money, started to have creative output again, started a YouTube channel, lost a lot of weight, got healthy, and got into biohacking. I just wrote shit down and it works. Just write shit down, it works. Point is, I turned my downward spiral into an upward spiral. And it's still spiraling upwards as far as I can tell. Well, it took a lot of hard work and discipline, but now, almost 10 years later, I really notice all the compound effects and the good habits, and the hard work finally pays off. But how exactly do we create an upward spiral, and what do we need to do? Momentum makes actions easier and builds self-confidence. You have to really focus on incremental steps. It's the real secret. Small, tiny wins, step by step, and then let the compounding happen. Positive feedback loops amplify small successes into massive improvements. Success breeds success. Each small win makes the next step easier. Good habits and invested time compound like stocks in the stock markets. I'm starting to notice this a lot. The grind of the last years slowly starts to pay off for me. I'm gaining time by automating, organizing, and getting more efficient, and I'm reinvesting the time to be more productive and improve my life where I can. The weird paradox is that the more time I save by being more efficient and automating more things, the more stuff I want to do and the more I want to increase my output somehow. Still figuring out if that's a good thing or not. And I cannot emphasize this enough to all you people out there indoctrinated by capitalism. When I talk about productivity, grinding and hard work, I don't necessarily mean just for career and money. That's not what I'm talking about here. People always seem to misunderstand that. I'm mostly talking about my own life, goals, personal life, relationships, satisfaction, happiness, hobbies. How to maintain an upward spiral. Consistency, discipline, building routines and habits. That's where grind set comes in. You have to do the work even when you don't feel like it. Having clear goals and doing proper planning is very important. Every minute of planning saves 10 minutes of execution or something like that. And what cannot be measured cannot be improved, so always track your progress and you remind yourself how far you've come. We tend to forget that. Personal productivity mantras help. Always remembering them and saying them to yourself to keep you motivated kinda gets you pumped. I have a few myself. I like no 0 days, live and die by the to-do list. The more you do, the more you can do. The less you do, the less you want to do. I have a whole list of productivity mantras, but I will talk about them in a future video. You have to develop your own productivity systems that work for you. I personally live in my to-do list. I journal, I have workout plans, I do retrospectives, and I write everything down. My entire life is systematized. No matter how long you keep it going, there will come a point where you will have major setbacks. Life naturally fluctuates and positive spirals require maintenance and occasional resets, I would say. So don't worry if you have setbacks or fail along the way. The important thing is always get back up. Even if you fail super hard, try to continue moving forward with tiny steps. If you get used to a constant upward spiral, it's very frustrating if things go south, and it's very hard to be comfortable to start small again. You kind of get really frustrated when you have been on a high the whole time and then you get knocked down by life, something happens and you can't get back on track and you just want to pick up where you left off, but you can't do that because, yeah, it's not how it works. You have to start slowly again and ramp it up. If you're in a downward spiral, it's never too late to interrupt it. And if you're in an upward spiral, appreciate it and maintain it. Spirals exist for everyone. You have the power to choose your spiral's direction. Start small, stay consistent, and momentum will do its work. Seriously, it worked for me, and if a lazy idiot like myself can do it, you can do it too. Grind on your personal life as you would on your career and things will unfold. If you come home after work, don't immediately sit down on the couch, no matter how hard that will be. Instead, do one tiny small thing to improve something in your life. Improve 1,000 things and your life will be 1,000 times better. And as soon as you realize that it works, you want to improve more things than just one per day. That's how it works. Like, comment and subscribe for the almighty algorithm. And tell me about your personal experiences with downward spirals, upward spirals, rock bottom, turning points and success stories. Check out my self-improvement playlist at the down there part, or my time management playlist on how to organize your life. And leave a comment, like, subscribe and stuff, and that's it. I hope you found some value in this video, and as always, thank you for watching. Peace out.